to Bizchicks TV. We're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. Here are your hosts.
Hey everybody, welcome to Bizchicks TV. This is it. This is the place for tips, tools, strategies, and things you need to take the hassle out of your hustle and build a profitable business that's fun to run. Today is Tuesday, so you know the digital diva is in the house. She's ready. She's got it all together for us. Everything that we need to learn about social media and digital marketing. That's what's happening today. So get a pen, get a paper, take some notes, because like we talk about on Tuesday, we're going to learn and then we're going to go do it. So without further ado, TJ, take it away.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another week of Marketing Talk, where we talk about all things marketing. Like Fran just said, we're here to help you with your strategy because things are always changing. I say it all the time. Instagram changes, LinkedIn, name your place. It changes. So you got to make sure your strategy is right because you got to fine tune it. You got to get the things that you need to know and you got to hit the mark. You got to talk to the people that you need to reach, not everybody. I hate when people say, well, everybody's my audience, and it's not. Because that is a sure way to burn out because you're trying to make content. Like everybody, the advice, everybody, just make content. But you have to fine tune it because you're going to be spending your time making content. And even though we have all the great tools and I love them, but the more specific you are, the more targeted you are when you put in your prompts, when you ask your tool to do something, the better the content is going to be. You don't just want to ask it, write me a blog post, make me a social media post. It's going to sound like everybody else's. You're not going to stand out. Hey, Dr. Tachi. Good morning. And she says that everybody is your audience. That means nobody in your audience is your audience. Perfect. 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 I love that. So every week I'm scouring the web. I'm looking at articles. There's so many things. There's so many tools. I have a lovely new tool. I don't know if I mentioned it. It's called Hux. Huxe.
No, you have not told us about Hux, but you're gonna have to.
I think Fran and I were doing that behind, like in the green room behind the scenes. It's an app, Huxe, and you connect it to your. I believe it's only, is it Gmail or your Apple Mail?
Gmail and Outlook.
Outlook. Okay, because I'm not sure. And I wasn't going to talk about this today. I just decided to bring it in because it's like, how do you, all the information that's available, how do you get, the tsunami of information, how do you fine tune it for what you need? So Hux, Huxe, is one of those new tools that just came out last month. I'm not sure the date. It's from the developers that they work for Google. They developed the Notebook LM tool. Does anybody know about that? Because the I think it's Notebook LM from Google. It's not like widely known, but a lot of people are using it because you can put in your data, and it's like a sandbox where it's an AI tool and it works on just the data that you put in. It could be text, it could be a video, it could be all of those things. You put it in and then you ask it questions in this little sandbox. So that's Notebook LM. So the developers that made that, they left Google and made this Hux, Huxe app, which is kind of like the audio version of that. So it connects to your mail and it reads your mail for the day. Like mine says, "Good morning, Terry." And I push the button and it says, "This is what's in your inbox. This is what's in your calendar." And then also I can put in for it to make a feed for me. Like I can get the RSS feed, or I can type in a topic. I type in social media marketing and it goes out and gathers all the latest news for when I go in. So if I go in the morning, it goes, "Good morning, Terry. Here's your social media news for the day." And then it says, "Wait, because it goes out and it makes a little noise and it goes out and gathers the top stories, like the news." So all I have to do is listen to it. And I love that. So that's the Hux, because that is going to help me while I'm doing other things. I can play that and listen to what the stories are. And then when I hear something that makes something that I want to talk about, or it hits me and go ding, I'm like, okay, I need to go back and investigate it. So Hux, Huxe. I was trying to remember if I talked about it, and I'm trying to train myself to go to it in the morning because I forget. And I was like, oh, I don't need to read my email. I can just let Hux do it.
That part.
Yeah. So it's the developers from, they work for Google. I believe they left Google. I'm not sure the background of it. I found this on TechCrunch. So it's Huxe. And I
And
believe,
I'm looking for the link to put in there.
is it iOS phone? Is it
Huxe,
Android? I'm not sure. Oh, it should be Android
Huxe.com.
because it's Google. Huxe.
I believe.
Yeah, I'm not sure the dot. I'm not sure the URL. So if that's what you're saying,
Yeah, I'm looking it up. Yeah, that's it.
yeah. So let me go to the comments while you do that. So Dr. Taja says, do tell. There you go. And she says, yes, I like Notebook LM. Isn't it a great tool? I love it. It's just, it's an AI tool where you could just go, okay, I don't have to let everything go out to everywhere. I don't have to let the AI tool go and do that everywhere to pull up everything. It can just go, okay, here are my blog posts, or here's my book, or here's my whatever your subset of content. Here's my YouTube video that I talked about this, this topic. And then you can go in and tell it, hey, write me a blog post from this video, and it'll do it. So that's Notebook LM. So those people did it. So I'm loving it.
And I put the link in the chat for hux.com.
That's okay, Hux.com. Well, they got the .com. Pretty cool.
Yeah, well, because the name is very unique.
Yeah. Usually they don't get the .com because it's not available, but
And I checked before I went over there to make sure it wasn't a knockoff.
Right.
And when I like the app because it is very easy to just get in there, because technically I can tell S to read me my emails, but it's not going to summarize all the emails.
That's what thank you. It reads and summarizes, and it looks at, like, if you have important messages in Google, like you star them, it kind of looks at the most important stuff for you. And then what it really does is it makes the feeds. If you've used Flipboard, anybody remember Flipboard? That app is still around, but Flipboard, you would make a magazine and you would say marketing or technology or social media or whatever, and it would go out and gather articles from like the main publications and put it in a magazine. But that's kind of what this is, except you get an audio version of it, so you're not tied to reading.
And I love the fact that it'll say, okay, you have an email from your such and such that appears that there's a bill due or something. You might want to take a look at it. I was like, oh, wait, okay, thank you.
Yeah, it looks at the important things in your inbox.
Right. And then, like you said, this helps you tame the wild.
Yes.
So that you're not having everything hit you at one time.
Instead of you going out hunting and gathering in the fields, it brings the harvest to you. So try it out, everybody. Hux, I love it. So, and
yeah, Hux is really good.
I don't know about the cost or what, because apps gotta make money. So
yeah, well, right now they're not asking for any, so there's that.
They want people to use it. So let's hold on. Maybe there'll be some ads. I can put up with an ad or two. It's and then we'll see. But so I say that because it's like I have to think about all of the news that comes out, especially in social media during the day and the week. And yes, we do the wrap up on Fridays, but it's like I gotta pay attention to the rest of the week. I gotta keep my ear, and then I gotta do this and that. So many things. Somebody comes up last minute. I need a video. I need a this. So it's a good tool to have in audio. So audio is coming up. Now I say that because we're talking about slow your roll. And I call it slow your roll because this is about an article I found, and I'm going to bring it up from social media. So no, Social Insider, not social media. Social Insider. And let me move over to it because I need to really read this. So Social Insider, let me go to the main part so you can see. So it's a tool, of course. So they write in blog posts and they do reports and everything because they want you to start the 3-day trial. So they give out information. I'm like, okay, well, I already got a tool I don't really need to use. But you guys got some good information. So I saw this from, I think from LinkedIn. I'm not sure. Somebody was talking about it on LinkedIn. So this is the 2025 Instagram benchmarks. I believe they did this earlier this year. I want to say like the summer, maybe June, July-ish, which is still recent. And they decided to put this together. Now you can put your email in there and download a copy. I might show a few slides. I really didn't want to get into. I wanted to show you what we could do with these reports instead of talking about them and looking at them. To put this in your tool and go to town and let it, what do I do with this and what do I do with that? So you could use the notebook LM, you could use ChatGPT, whatever tool you want to use. Download this report and put it in and ask it for relevant, apply this information to your brand, your business. Because if you want to, okay, I want to grow on Instagram, I want to do some more things. Well, here's the latest data. So we look at it, yes, we talk about it, yes, but now we want to apply it. So you can download this. I'm just going to go real quick through this. So it says that Instagram evolves and mature, its engagement patterns shift, revealing both opportunities and challenges for social media marketing. Now, simply that just means what I said earlier, that everything's changing, so we got to stay on top of it. Thank goodness we have Social Insider and all these other people, companies that put data studies together and they share them for free. And I'm like, okay, cool. Because, they want something. They want you to try their tool. I'm like, you can if you want. So what they did was they analyzed 31 million Instagram posts from 2023 to 2024 to discover and understand the algorithmic changes of the platform and their impact, and they provided actionable tips for social media specialists, to help you out. So they looked at key performance benchmarks across engagement, comments, shares, no, not shares, sorry. Engagement, comments, saves, impressions, and optimal posting frequency. So they looked at the insights from what they gathered and they say, hey, this is what's going on. So let's take a look just real quick. The executive summary section is gray box. In the first half of 2025, Instagram had a 0.45% average engagement rate, scoring a 24.1 decrease YOY year over year. Reels drive more comments for all the other page sizes. That means all of the other, the feed or the stories or carousels. Carousels are getting the highest number of saves. Reels brings more impressions for small to middle size accounts. That small to middle size is less than 50K. Hello. Whereas for bigger pages, carousels are more effective. The smallest accounts below 5K followers, hello, have a 20% view rate on their reels. Instagram reels from small accounts get on average 300 views per video, while the largest profiles get on average 15K views per reel. And now remember that Instagram Meta itself kind of switched from rating everything as an impression and reach to views. Everything is a view, even a carousel, a post, a reel, non-video. They all call it a view. So that's the metric they're using now. Brand posts on average 20 posts per month, among which half of them consist of images. And the smallest accounts under 5K can grow their following up to 38% year over year. Well, I like that. Who doesn't want 38% growth? Right? All right, so that's a little summary of it. I'm just going to scroll through because you download this and use it for yourself. So here's the visuals that they put in, and they had some tips and everything. So here's the one for carousel: generate the highest engagement, reels, carousels, images. So carousels are the biggest. All right. And this is grown from 2023, which is the light lavender, and the 2024 is the darker purple. And this is from January 2023 to December 2024. So I'm interested. I want to see what they do to update this for 2025. And that should be good. So they got some, there's some ideas, there's some tactics, there's some things you can look at. Here's the one for reels. Reels get the highest number of comments. So if you're looking for comments, they're saying, hey, you might want to do the reels. And then they have some tactics on that. Here's the next one. Carousel gets the highest number of saves. Now, if you want people to save your, the content that you're posting on Instagram, you might want to do carousels. And this is broken out by size of your account. So here's the 1K, 1.5, all the way up to 1 million. More tactics on that. Here they talk about impressions, but we're moving away from impressions. And remember, this was 2023, so it was still called impressions. It's called views now. Here's the nice one. Smaller accounts can get up to 300 organic reel views. Who doesn't want that? Smaller brands get the highest view rate on their reels. We like that. And his brands have increased their reels usage by 12%, so people are making more reels. Small brands on Instagram get a 38% increase in followers. I like that. And they're all below each chart. There is some tactics. So we're going to get into a little bit of this. Okay, so does everybody understand this? So I'm going to put the link here so you can get this for yourself. And again, use it in a tool. Yeah, I want to get over from there. Let me put this link in. All right, so there's the link to socialinsider.io, social media benchmark Instagram. Now I have to investigate and see if they do one for Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever. So I'm loving that. What do we think of that so far? I just wanted to go through it.
I'm liking the numbers and then the reasons why you would pick a particular format. Yeah, especially if you're just getting into it. Okay, so we know Reels is ruling everything because you need video, right?
Right.
But then step into that to get your feet wet. But then you might want to move up to carousels.
Yes, see, that's how I'm going to talk about the strategy that I got. That my assistant Jessica's pulled out the strategy from this report, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm liking that." We got to talk about it. So, remember, I don't know if you remember. The news just came out. I believe it was last Friday. I'm not sure if we talked about it or not. That Instagram is testing the Reels view being the default view. Did we talk about that on Friday? I'm trying to remember.
I know that you talked to us about when you open up what is that? The iPad app?
Yes, the iPad.
Yeah. The iPad app is automatically Reels first.
Yes, thank you. So that was a few weeks ago because I was so excited. And Instagram was like, "Oh, we got a iPad. We have an iPad Instagram app just for iPad." And I rushed over to get it. And I was like, "Well, it's just Reels. It doesn't show posts." So I was like, I don't like that. But what's come out, I believe, in the last week or two is that Instagram is going to test that for Instagram on the iPhone. They're going to switch the view.
And I think Marcus Brownlee had a sit down with Adam Mosseri, asking him some questions like that.
Yes.
And it's coming.
Yes. And I believe it is an opt-in test now. Like, I'm not sure where you can go because I saw it. Probably when you go on Instagram, it says, "Oh, we're testing a new view, something it said," and I was like, absolutely not. Like,
where you come in, you get when you first go in, then you will be getting Reels.
Right. It will switch to the iPad version, which is when you use it on the iPad, it's just reels. It doesn't show posts.
Okay, well, that is what I'm seeing right now because I just went into my Instagram and
And
it
at the bottom,
says
there should be tabs at the bottom that are different. Like right
what?
now, it's a house, a
Yes,
magnifying glass, a plus, and reels, and then your profile.
right. And I am seeing reels. I don't see I don't see anything as
Okay.
far this is what I'm seeing.
Okay, no, that's not it. You're seeing reels in the feed, but if you scroll through, you're going to see regular posts.
No, no, no. All of them are reels. Everything is a reel.
Right. But what I'm saying, the bottom tab is going to be different because I saw the screenshot.
Yes.
It's
Then
going to
yeah, my bottom tab has everything you just mentioned. A
Right.
house.
And that's the default. What I'm saying is that's the current view. They have yours hasn't changed.
Okay. Okay. So
Yours
yeah, but
hasn't.
everything on here is reels. I'm like, wait a minute.
So
Okay.
all the bottom icons are going to change. I saw these screenshots from one of the articles.
Okay. So do you mean because there's something on here, swipe between reels and messages? They
No,
just
it's not going to. When you go into Instagram, like if you haven't gone in a while and you go in, you know how those little messages pop up? It's going to pop up like that and it's going to say, do you want to test out the new reels? I'm not sure the wording. It's
okay.
about you want to test the new something that they're so excited about. And I'm trying to see if I can pull it up real quick so we can talk about it.
Right, because it's asking me, well, not asking me, it says telling me swipe between reels and messages. Reels and messages are now at your fingertips, plus swipe to move between spaces more quickly. Get the
Mm-hmm.
new navigation early. That might be what,
That could be it.
yeah, and it says learn more.
And let me show you what it's going to look like this. Let me see if I can get this. If I can get this image to show. Yes. Okay, good.
Oh, you have to update now. Really?
Let me show you what it's going to look like because it's not going to look like that. It's not the default view that we all have now. Let me share the screen. I'm going to show you exactly
Oh,
what
it changed my view.
it's going to look like this when you go in. I believe that's what it's going to look like that. Like a
Well,
full
down on,
view.
okay, so remember what we just talked about? My view on the bottom has now changed.
Okay. But it's going to be like this. You're not going to see any square posts.
Okay.
When you
I'm
go in, it's going to be default like that. That's kind of like what it is. Oh, let me switch it back.
like that because right now, you see down on the bottom here,
Mm-hmm.
they changed my,
Yeah, now you have it. That's it. Now you have it.
and it's only reels. Now
Right.
that somebody is doing a carousel on this part. That person that I follow, they did a
Right. That's a
carousel.
carousel. But I believe even the circles the story circles are going to move. The thing is, Instagram hasn't done it yet. They kind of like, okay, you can test it. Oh, we're going to see what you think before they pounce on you, like they did with the Instagram, not the iPad, the Instagram
Right.
on the
Before
iPad.
they blow it up, they're going to,
Yes, because I was like, I don't want any parts of that.
yes, but they've already done it.
Yeah. So what I said was I saw it when I went in. It said, "Oh, do you want to try the new something experience or something view for reels or something?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"Absolutely not." And I said, "No, I don't want that." So the thing about this is that view is going to change when you go on to Instagram. It's going to be reels focused, and you ask yourself why. Why is Instagram doing that? Because we've talked about this for a long time. Instagram is chasing after TikTok. They've been chasing after them for years. They want what TikTok has. TikTok has the eyeballs of Gen Z and Gen Alpha. TikTok for now, TikTok is still in that thing where that guy's gonna buy it and it's gonna be American and his son is gonna be on the board and all kind of. But until we get there, TikTok is the way it is now. So Instagram, Meta is chasing that metric, that view, and they're switching us over from Instagram. When it first started was photographs. Remember, images. Photographers loved it. And then they started putting video in and doing all kind of things and carousels, and people are just confused and mad. So we're getting into the point where they're really going to be mad now because it's going to be reels only view. And I'm
Well,
pretty sure you could still do carousels and whatever. What they do is when you do carousels, they convert it to a reel.
I think that any video that you put up is automatic in Facebook. Any video that you put in is automatically going to become a reel.
Reel. Yes, automatic a reel. Even like I think the live we're doing now, if it's on Facebook, it's going to be in the reel section.
Yeah.
And it's not about 30 seconds. No, it's a video. So they stuck it over there, which is why Meta is moving over to the metric of views for everything, for non-video views. So they're converting everything to that because they're going to stick that reels only view, and they're going to take it to Facebook too. So get ready for that. I know there's going to be a lot of pushback, rightly so, but this is what's coming. They're doing it. And Meta's doing a lot of things I've heard that are really going to push people away, but we haven't gotten there yet. So we're not driving the car, everybody. Meta and Zuckerberg and the things they want, they're making changes. So now I bring all that up because we need to talk about that new view plus the Social Insider report of the benchmarks. Because when I took the report and put it into, I gave it to my assistant and they came up with all this stuff, I was like, okay, we got to talk about this. So it's being called the slow content revival because it is going to be fast content gets attention, slow content builds connection. The fast content is the reels with the benchmarks I showed you from the report. They said reels gets the attention. Slow content builds the connection. That's going to be the carousel. So we're going to do a combination of reels for attention, carousels to make them stick around and give them the meal. So the reel is going to be, I'm trying to think. What is the I always think about the I'm sorry. The the car lot. When they're trying to sell cars, they have the things to wave around because you're driving by to get your. That's reels. Hey, get the attention, and then you go, oh, what's that thing? Oh, there's a sale. Oh, there's new cars. Oh, there's something. Let me check it out. And then you pull in, and then you talk to this. You see the cars and talk to the sale. That's the carousel where you learn more about. Because see, reels is going to get the attention. And I want to talk about this because, there is advice that you should do reels. You should do reels for growth. Yes, yes, yes. But a lot of people don't want to do a lot of reels. So they feel like, well, I got to do a bunch of reels and then that's it. No, the way we're looking at this, or the way Jessica presented it to me, was you do a reel, maybe not every day, get the attention, and then the carousel is where you do the meat of it. That's the real meal of it. That's the real application of the connection, giving them the content that's going to, the meat and the potatoes instead of the appetizer of, whatever appetizer you have. And it's like, okay, this is good until the main meal comes out because we're really hungry.
Yes.
So that's what this is. So I got really excited because I was like, okay, I'm going to try this out. We're going to do a reel. But it's going to be connected to the carousel. It's going to be like tied to where the carousel is really where you do the explaining, the teaching, the connection, the meat and potatoes of it. So you don't burn yourself out doing real. And this is a thing because I see this all the time. People complain about they hate reels because, reels gets the attention and you got to do reels. And people get tired of that or they get burned out and then they don't post. See, that's the thing. So we're going to look at this. So let me get, so everybody understanding this fast connection, not fast connection. Fast content gets attention, slow content builds the connection. That keeps them in. The reels draws them in to you, but the carousel is where you're going to present all the information, all the data. And they call, my assistant called this slow content revival, um, making content more engaging in the algorithm eyes through intentional strategies rather than trend chasing. Because a lot of people do the trends, and it's like the reels and the point and this. It doesn't really connect with you, so you really have to find the slow way of doing things that fit the way that you want to make content. Because if you're comfortable making it, you'll make more of it. Are we agree?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh,
Now remember. Oh, go ahead.
no, I was just going to say, I know people are thinking another change, another shift. Stuff is always happening. That's
Yeah.
why we're here
But see,
to
this
keep
is because
you
of the data. Yeah, this is not me, guys. This is I read the Social Insider. They ran the numbers for 2 years. They ran the numbers, saw the trends. I showed you the charts, and this is some of the things. So let's just a reminder. So carousels are outperforming reels. Data for Social Insider shows that the carousels now drive 1.5x more engagement than reels. This is because people are spending more time reading, swiping, and saving, active engagement instead of passive scrolling. And also, the next thing was the TikTok effect. Fast, forgettable content has created fatigue. People crave posts that feel slower, deeper, and worth revisiting, like carousels, long posts, or storytelling visuals. So really, and I love that it said that, because with the carousels, you want to tell a story. The Instagram is the reel is the hook. Like, let me, did you and then that's the five, because they say 5 seconds, 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 10, whatever the little small amount. Well, you can't tell a story in that small amount of time, but you can give the hook that leads to the longer story, the longer meal of the carousel. And remember, I believe carousel is 20 slides, and you can put music on it. When you do that, it gets pushed to the reel. So here you go again, making the content. Now, the carousels and things, you're not going to spend a lot of time. Like, I got to do a carousel 20 slides every day. No, the way my assistant laid this out was like, maybe Monday you do this, Tuesday you do that. You're not spending a lot of time every day doing 20 reels and 20 this and 20 that. Burnout. That's too much. All right, and so the last one, Instagram is regarding. Instagram is rewarding slow content creators. Adding music to carousels help them appear in the Reels tab, expanding the reach. That means it gets pushed out to more, because that's what Instagram is doing. Instagram is pushing the Reels to non-followers, people that don't know anything about you. See, so you get in front of those eyeballs that don't know anything about your brand. You might be able to hook them, bring them back to the meal of your carousels.
Yep.
Carousels resurface repeatedly in the feed instead of disappearing like single posts or videos. Okay, so does everybody remember? And we talked about this a while. Carousels, you've done the first line, and then how many, 5, 10, whatever you've done, and you think Instagram is just going to show the cover or the first line. They do that, but then if there's no, they to bring it, they recycle it, that carousel post, but then they start it with the second slide. Does everybody know that? So
I
that's
did
why
not know that.
yes, the advice is to, yes, do the title slide, the hook, but then the next slide, number 2, should be more information in case Instagram shows number 2 to somebody who's never seen your account. So what do you want to say on slide number 2 that still hooks them? Not a repeat of 1, but it's like a building on of number 1, to where in case they see number 2, because Instagram does that, it will send it back out again. And lots of people have testified or said this. Yes. And I've seen it myself, where I'm going to the feed, and then I see a carousel post, and it's not the first one, it's the second one. I was like, oh, okay. So Instagram is trying a little bit. All right, so let's look at slow content, what slow content really means. Thoughtful storytelling that invites reflection and insight. Post that makes people pause, not just scroll. This is why I says slow to roll, slow to scroll. Designed for saves, shares, and rereads. Okay. Also, when I put this in and Jessica did it, there were suggestions for like what I could do with my brand. Like, okay, do this, do that, do this series, do that. So once you download the study and use the AI tool of your choice, you might get some suggestions. And if you don't, just say, how do I apply this to my brand? Just say that, and it will say, okay, here's an example. Da, 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 da. And if it doesn't give you examples, say, I'm not clear. Give me some examples. It will give you the examples. You have to ask for it. But what we're doing is seeding it with this data study from Social Insider where they've done the work. They put the numbers in. Yes, they did their, I read their executive summary and it was all great and everything, but I want to know, how can I take all that and use it for me on Instagram for growth? All right. So that's how I got here. All right, so just a little bit more about the tactics. So they said breakdown of the tactics. Outbound engagement is equals active visibility. The algorithm doesn't just reward content output; it rewards interaction. We've said that before, that you gotta have interaction, comments on your posts from your audience. You gotta have DMs. You gotta have likes, save, shit, all of those little things, the little touch points that Instagram likes. Value-driven carousels dominate. Instagram is rewarding content that educates, tells a story, or evokes emotion. We said that. Infotainment. How many times have we said that? Carousels outperform short, fast content because they invite intentional consumption. They have to want to read and swipe through your carousels. Instagram sees that as intent. They did. That's what I said. Slow your roll, slow to scroll. This carousels get them to slow down, and you go, what's that? And they swipe through a few. That is a signal to Instagram that this is engaging content. So you want that.
So you want people to slow down and check out your stuff.
Yes. Yes. Now the reel doesn't do that. The reels is look. So you want to do a reel. That's your bait. That's your bait. But you want them to come to the carousel where you put more effort into showing your brand, showing what you want to teach them, the storytelling, the aspect of, okay, I need to tell you about this in any kind of format that you want. You can be really creative with this. Canva is good for making carousel. So don't go, okay, what do I do? Again, the ChatGPT, the generative AI tool of your choice will tell you what to do. This is the carousel you should make for this. It will do it. Just ask. Okay, let's see. Oh yes. So it says diversify your reels, keep reels short and varied, different angles, authentic clips. Think of reels as your top of funnel visibility tool, while carousels are your trust building tool. So the reels is going to be your that's the hook. And then carousels is going to be, okay, that's where you get to trust you, know more about you, because you're doing things in a variety of ways. And the reason why we're looking at this is because Instagram is shifting from trend-driven visibility to trust-driven discoverability. And I talked about this trust factor. I talked about that. That's how you keep them.
Right.
Now, it's not about okay, look at me reels, dancing and all. Okay, yeah, that gets the attention, but that doesn't keep them. Trends don't keep them. You have to be trustworthy. And how do you do that? That's the slow part of it. That's the slow content that everybody thinks, well, I don't have to make a blog post because all I have to do is a reel. No, reels are like little potato chips. That's not the meal when you're hungry. That's here's the bread.
That's I'm thinking about when you go to a restaurant, they give you the bread, but you don't.
What do? You sit down and give you that bread.
They give you, well, they used to give you bread. Now they might give you some pretzels or something, but
okay.
But it's just something to hold you over until.
Right. The restaurant does that. They give you some bread. And it's like, if you eat all the bread, though, you're not going to have room The big meal, the big pasta meal is coming, or wherever you are, the big meal is coming. So you just want to have a little bit of the appetizer or the bread if you're hungry. But that's what it is. That's what this is about. So just remember, real sparks a conversation. Carousels build a connection. That's what we're getting from this. That's what we're
Okay,
getting.
so say that one more time. Reels.
Real sparks a conversation.
Ah,
Carousel builds a connection. Carousels is what sticks and keeps them around. It is the meatloaf that sticks to the stomach. It's the thing that they eat and they're like, okay, now I remember. Versus the appetizer of you're sitting there having the bread. When you go to a great restaurant, you say, oh, that's good bread. No, you remember, the meat, the main course, the fish,
yeah.
the lasagna,
You remember the other stuff. You just noticed that, okay, that was good now. If
yes,
that was good, the rest of this is probably going to be real good.
right. But you're not going to go and say, hey, that bread was really good. You might say that, but most of the time people are going to talk about the actual meal that they had because that's the thing that sticks with them. That's what's in their memory. So this is the idea that you want to think about.
And that's the reason why they went in the first place, was to have the meal. Yeah,
Yes.
they went for the meal. They didn't go for the bread.
No, they didn't go for the bread. You don't go, oh, well, let me go to whatever restaurant that's, everybody says go to you don't go to that because they have good bread. I mean, the bread is just there because, the waiter takes your order, or, the server takes your order.
Ah, it's part of the experience.
Yeah. Yeah. But people are focusing on the reels because that's the thing that everybody says, oh, you got to do reels because that's how you grow. Yes, but there's a second part of it too, where we want to build the trust factor. We want them to stick around. We want to build a connection. We want to give them something. We want to, educate them and stick in their mind of, yeah, the reel was cool, the dancing thing, and they used to point, they don't point anymore. And there's a lot of different ways that they do reels now, but that's not the thing. That's the attention getter. That's the waving, the little waving thing when you pass by the car lot, because you're not thinking about a new car until you see whatever the thing is that they have, the clown, the thing, the little wavy thing that does, like, all of those things that they put out. Those are attention getters. So reels is the attention getter. Then you pull into the lot, and then it's like, who's standing there? Salespeople. Hey, how
Mm-hmm.
you doing today? Da, 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 da. And you say, oh, I was just passing by. They say, sure, you want to look, come on and look at this car. They don't try to sell you the car right away. They're like, okay, the attention getter, the thing that they put out, that got the attention, got you in. So now they're like, come on, take a look around.
And so that's what the commercials are on TV, where the
That,
people are driving through the forest or doing
yes,
whatever.
yes,
That is the attention grabber.
yes. And I love the ones like you said about going through the forest, the people that hike or do outdoorsy things. I love those kind of commercials because they're targeting into people. Or the ones where it's a family. I love the family ones where something happens. They got they get the baby and they go home from the hospital and something the car seat doesn't fit in the car, so they're like, "Oh, we got to get a new car." Those kind of things. Those are life applications. I call them
But
life.
those were the attention getters to get you to go to the showroom or to the car lot to go buy that new car.
Yes, and look at when I love the car commercial idea because when you look at it, they set an intent of this is our target audience. How are we going to get their attention? Well, we got to tell a story that's going to resonate with them and get their attention.
Oh,
So if
ooh.
it's an older couple, say they empty nesters, they're not going to look at the one with the baby. They're going to look at the one where they're dropping the kids off at school. Like, what do we do now? Because that's what's happening with them. They're dropping their kids off at college and going, oh, we're empty nesters. What do we do now? And then, hey, you might want to buy a new car because of the adventure of this and that, because your life changes. I call them
Yes.
life phases, life change. So car manufacturers, automobile manufacturers know how to do this well. Their marketing, their advertising does it well. They really
So,
plug it in.
so what I hear is we tell the story with that first reel.
Yes.
Tell
Well,
the
you're gonna do
story.
the hook. You're gonna, the little attention getter. But you're gonna
Right.
tell the story with the carousel.
And some people might be thinking, well, how do I tell the story? You go to Jessica, Charles, or your
There's
generative
so many.
AI of choice to help you write
There's so many
a
tools.
compelling story for your
It
brand.
really, and this is the thing that we humans do. We will throw up a roadblock in a minute. It will be so easy. Hey, pick that up. But we'll like, oh, well, I gotta bend over, or I gotta walk to it. I can't do. We throw up roadblocks so fast to why we can't do something that's so simple. Well, I don't know how to do it. Do you know how to ask a question? Do you know how to say, hey, this, that, and the other? I do this all the time with Jessica. I read something, I copy a little snippet of the article or whatever, and I go over there. I say, hey, I saw this online, and I paste it and I let it go. I don't ask it to ask. I want it to tell me, just like I did with this benchmark report from Instagram. I put that thing in and said, oh, let's work with this. And it said, okay. I was like, okay, good. This is something. It will even give you a 7-day calendar. So I got that I'm going to practice on, and it gives you an idea. We'll do the reels of this title and do the carousel of this. It will do that for you, but you got to say, hey, I saw, I read, I want. Seed it with the example, let it go. And then it's like your own personal mentor,
It's your own personal marketing
business,
coach,
whatever.
teacher,
Teach it, treat it
team.
like that.
And we're telling you in a roundabout way, we're telling you think AI first so
Yeah,
that you don't have to spend
yeah,
eons trying to figure it out.
exactly. Exactly. You're still stuck in analog mode of, well, okay, how do I gotta make a business plan. I gotta do this. No, you don't. Go over to your tool and said, hey, I was thinking XYZ, or I want to do that with my business, my brand, all kind of things.
Now, you do have to know your business. You do need to know your brand, and you do need to know what
A
your
few
stuff
things.
is.
Yeah.
And you need to know what you want.
Yes.
You,
That's thank you. That's key. You have to know what you want. You can't go over to it and look at it and it's a blank canvas and you're like, well, I don't know. That's where you gotta start. You gotta start with knowing what you want. And you can tell it, this is what I want. How do I get that? And it will help you. And then if it gives you a wrong, if you go, and this is what happens, sometimes it goes on a wrong tangent. Like I put something in and it didn't understand me. I said, no, I want this. And it said, okay, I got you, I understand. And then it went the track that I wanted it to go on.
and a lot of times when there's a little mishap with the digital tools, it's
Mhm.
because we weren't clear on our communication.
Clear. Yeah. So this gets back to what Fran said. You have to know what you want. You don't
Right.
know what you want. You're just going to get any old thing. You don't know
And
what you
then, yeah, because I was working on a blog post for today,
want. Mm-hmm.
and I had put it in there and I knew what I wanted to say because I had gotten it all straight. And I kept looking at it and I'm like, why does this feel
Something's wrong.
heady?
Yes.
Like it was too, I'm like, I'm thinking too much reading this article.
Yeah.
And I know what I wanted when I wrote the article or the idea for the article.
Right.
I said, okay, excuse me, make this for 8th grade, please, because it was getting
Boom,
too.
and it does it.
And
It
I'm
does.
like, oh, no, that's better. That's what this is,
It
you're
sounds
saying
like you.
it like me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good now. Because
See,
before it was,
that's where people go wrong. You say, write me a blog post, and you take it's a generic response. That's why when you, okay, I'm good, I'm a post this the lazy way, and then you sound like everybody else. No, nothing happened. Well, I use AI to do, and nothing happened because you did the generic brand. you didn't put some spicy on it, you didn't put hot sauce on it, you didn't put jalapeno pepper, whatever it is. You didn't put the special thing on it that makes you you, and you didn't check it and say that's not me.
And
And you
and
said,
what we're saying to you, any AI tool you use, it needs to know you. So
and
there are some steps.
because you've been on the internet for a while. You got a blog post, you got caption on Instagram, you written post on face, you've written somewhere online. All you gotta do
Right.
is screenshot that little thing, maybe do one or two, put it in there, say this is me, this is how I write, and you're ready. You gotta seed it. You have to
Or
see.
either you can read something that
Yeah,
you've written and say, record it, whatever, but it needs to know you.
yeah, you could do voice, you could type it, you can screenshot. I've done all of those things. I've done all those things. Voice, screen caption. I've seen something somebody said, and I said, like I said, I saw somebody say this online. Da 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 da. And it goes off, and we start on a road of a conversation about things that happen. So that's how I got what I got today. Was I saw that Instagram benchmark, and I was like, okay, yeah, I can look at it and analyze it myself. But I was like, okay, let's do this the shortcut way. Let Jessica do this thing for me.
Right. And I'm like, the tools are here to serve us, to
Right.
help us. And so that means we can do a great reel and a great carousel. But we're gonna have okay, here's the thing that you said to us a long time ago. We still gotta do the work.
You still got to do the work. But now, guess what? Instead of 10 steps, it's one. It's one. It's one step. And the way that you do this, especially for because we're talking about Instagram, I got to go back and see if they've done it for any of the others because I'm going to look at it. But Instagram is saying reels, carousels in combination, not all reels, not all carousels. It's saying there's a balance, and I can help you with that balance because you're going to say, these are my Instagram posts. Can you help me with that? And it says, sure. And it'll tell you, well, do this reel and then do this carousel. And it'll tell you the topic. It'll tell you how with each slide. You say, I need help with all that. Write all the captions. It'll write all the captions. Give me the hashtag. Whatever it is your wish is my command. And you got to check it and make sure. Like Fran said, she read this blog post and she was like, that doesn't sound like me. Do this, do that. Refinement. Okay, we got to do some refinements, but it's not 20 steps. It's 1, 2, 3. It's not 20 steps like it was before. And if you want to do some graphics and stuff, your tool can do that, or it'll tell you how, or you go to Canva or Gamma or Hey G.
Gemini.
You want to do a faceless, you want to do Sora, you want to do Google VO, do all of that. We're here.
We have tools that have made our social media life easier.
Yes.
Now we have no excuse not to use the tools now.
Sit down and play with it. And even if you don't even have to start with ChatGPT, if you got Canva Pro, go in there. They got an AI. It says, hey, what do you want? Have you anybody tried the Canva AI? It says, make a presentation, make a website, make some carousels, make some this, make some that. And it says, what do you want to say? And you say, hey, this is my topic. And you let it go and you read it and you go, well, I don't like this, change this. Same thing. You can start in Canva, you can start in Copilot, you can start in Chat, start wherever you like, but just use it and keep going. And you'll get easier, faster, better at it if you keep practicing it when you have time. Okay?
Right. And so you don't have to, before gone are the days where you had to hire somebody to build your, well, you can still hire somebody,
You can do that if
but
you want.
ask them, are they using AI? So don't take them forever to do it.
Right.
Because
You definitely ask.
just ask. And you want people who understand AI to build your stuff.
Yes.
So
But see, before a little bit on that is you still want to try it yourself, because then you kind of know if somebody gives you something and you go, I know you use AI, but you can do, you can do better, you can refine it, or you can change, but you got to know it yourself a
Right.
little.
And I like that. Knowing what is it? I want to say acclimate, but there's another word.
Yeah, that's another word for it. It's
Start with an R or something. Get acquainted with it. Get make it relevant.
use it a couple times so
Yeah,
you
and,
don't,
and
it's like when you're doing your business taxes or your tax, you don't want to just hand your stuff over. I know some people want to and just go, oh, I can't deal with it. But you got to know a little bit about the tax process and you just can't hand your stuff over to somebody and go, you do it. Have a little bit of knowledge, and then you go, I don't have time. This
then you hand it over.
and then you go, okay, this is not right, because you've done it. See, you've done it.
You can go and call them on their stuff. Not
Yeah,
that you're the expert on it, but you
right.
know enough to be able to say, can we do better?
You
Can
gotta know
we?
a little bit. Yeah, that comes from using it. A lot of people, business owners, I don't have time to play. Well, you're not playing. You're gonna spend a day, or less than a day. Well, let me sit down and see this chat GPT. Let me sit down and see this Copilot. Let me sit down and see this Canva AI. And you're going to play with it. And then you go, oh, I understand the process, but let me hire somebody or give this task to somebody else who can do it for me. And then you check the results.
I like that. And I also would tell you who are watching, make some room in your schedule for learning.
Yes,
Even if it's 30 minutes to learn the tools that are out there, to
exactly.
get familiar with what is out there. Just take 30 minutes every day, every week, something where you're not just work, 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 and then you don't understand all the new stuff.
Right.
Like,
And
I got to
you know,
go look in here at Instagram. I'm like, what? Oh, wait.
and see, there are people out there, especially on YouTube, they're doing all these videos of this the new tool, that's the new tool, and you can get overwhelmed. Like, well, I don't have time
Mhm.
to keep up with that. You can go to whatever tool you want and say, hey, I need to do this. What's the best tool? And it'll tell you. What's the best
Right.
AI tool? It will tell you. Here, it'll give you suggestions. And it'll tell you this is and you say which one is the best one, and it'll tell you the best one. So again, using a tool
Yep.
helps you find the best way to get what you want to accomplish.
Using the tool to help you find the tool is really good, because you're using it to tell you, because you've already told the AI how you work, so
Yes,
it can suggest
it knows it.
tools for you that work for you.
And you gotta avoid all the, we see the stores, you see everything online, or the crazy, like we talked about this on Friday, all the crazy AI junk and stuff that people with rainbow chicken flying around and all the stupid stuff. Those are kids doing that. We're not paying attention to that. Like with the store too, I went right to it and said, I want to do business content. I'm not looking for somebody riding a pig down in Rainbow Street with candy falling. Those, no, we're not doing that.
But it makes it so easy for you to be able to create the video that you want to put on the Instagram to
Yes,
get the attention.
yes.
You can now just talk to the thing, create your what is it? Your
Yeah,
hook,
your avatar, your, what do they call it in Sora? Your
your cameo.
cameo. You can put yourself in it, or you can have somebody that's not you, or you could have nobody in it. It could just be background. I've done some Soras where it is a coffee cup on a table and a journal and the steam rising and the things blowing. It's just background. It's just B-roll stuff.
Right. And then you put a caption on that
Hmm.
that gets your hook
Yeah.
in on
Take it
Instagram, and
over.
now you can actually you can create the rest of the carousel, because
Yeah.
they gave us, now they give you 15 seconds on a
Oh, okay.
video,
Good.
and I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
So see,
So
that's how you want to use it. Don't pay attention to the noise on the news of, the crazy stuff that you see, or I don't look at the clowns and the this and the dumb
mhm,
stuff. even the stupid stuff that guy in the White House did, and all the crazy stuff he does with AI, I pay attention to none of that. I'm like, this tool is going to help me make the stuff I need for me.
Correct.
I'm not going to pay
You
attention to the what was the flying chickens with drones, and I don't know.
I'm like, okay. So if it can do all of that weird stuff, it can do
Yeah,
some stuff to help you build
weird,
your business.
weird. It's weird, and it's just unfortunate that that's what you're hit with when you go into your tool, your Sora, your whatever. But you can train your Sora to say, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, you can do that. And here's the you get to train your Sora. You get to train any tool that you have to help you do that. With regard to the news is only going to show you things that's going to inflame a situation most of the time. What is it? If it bleeds, it leads. So they're showing you the horror stories of AI right now.
Right. Because they
But
want
there's the other side of AI, the tool usage, that if you can push past the horror stories, it's Halloween season. Okay, stop. Don't believe all of the woo.
and
It's
for
gonna be okay.
example, I just went to my Sora while we're talking, and friends popped up and said, enjoy a moment at the beach. And it
Yeah.
is waves on the beach with the
hmm
sound. See?
Just the beach. I figure people need to
You could, and
chill.
she could use that for content on Instagram. You could use that. Just put, like she said, put a caption on it of relevant, whatever she want to say, a quote, a this, a that. There's your reel
Yeah. Yeah.
instantly, few seconds.
I was like, ooh, because the thing I was trying to do on YouTube, I can do it on Reels. On Sora real quick.
Yeah.
Before I used to have to go get it, create the beach, and make it long, put the music on
And this is
YouTube.
perfect. There's the sky, there's the waves coming in, there's the beach, there's the shells. This is perfect because you could put the text where the sky is at the top if you want, or at the bottom when you put that in as a reel. I'm gonna make some of that. I'm gonna copy off that idea.
Because people need peace. You understand? When all
Yes.
this stuff is, I was like, wait a minute, let's just go to the beach and chill.
See, I love that. See that down. That's the way you look at it. That the noise of online is so noisy that it's turning people off. But we don't want that. We want to make the content, like Fran said, that's calm, relaxing. That's going to say, "Oh, that's somebody I want to follow. That's somebody I want to." You see more content of it. That's what they're going to give me because that's what I need at this moment. And guess what? The people that don't need that, they're going to scroll past, and we don't want them anyway. Those are the people that want the rubber chicken falling from the sky with the Skittle candy. Let them have it.
Yeah,
Have
the
it.
weird stuff. I was
Enjoy.
like,
I'm gonna make business content. I'm gonna make this content. Good
I'm making
good
business
content. Spiritual
content,
content.
and I've been seeing some of that over there too, and on Instagram where it's uplifting.
Yes.
It's helping people. I'm like, oh, this is nice.
Helping people. Oh, see, that applies with any industry. Help, because you're helping people. So how can you make the content, especially using Sora and all these AI videos? How can you make content that's helping people? That's what. Thank you. That's it. We don't need to say it no more. Helping people. That's what kind of content you want to make. Is this helping my audience? And you're done.
And they will remember you forever for helping them.
Because you helped them. Nothing left to be said. We're done.
That's really good. Well,
Yes.
here's one thing that's left to be said. You need to check Terry Johnson out online. Go to terryjohnsononline.com, sign up for whatever she's offering because you need to learn. And, because sometimes we just need to talk it through, get some insight or something. And unfortunately, in an hour on a Tuesday is not enough time. You might need some extra help. Get the help you need. You can get it right here.
Questions. Bring me some questions. Give me some questions.
Yeah, you know what I like about you, TJ? you will take a question and help somebody figure something out.
It's
Wait,
what I
help
had to do
them.
for years. It's ingrained in me. That was my job for so many years, was to answer people's questions. They
And
needed
because
help.
you've helped me out a lot, especially with my social media stuff before we had AI, I was like,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, how do I do this and do that? And I
Yes.
got a social media planner from you. Okay,
Mhm.
now I still had to use the planner and
Yeah.
put something on there, but on Sunday, plan out what you're gonna write for the
Ooh, I
week.
had an idea when you said I got to update my planner. So I just had an idea. I'm going to use Gamma and see if I can do something with Gamma with it.
Okay.
Mhm.
So planning out your week of uh social media and getting it ready to go, know what you want to say, but and AI can help you slow down and think now,
Yes.
because before you there was, you had to keep doing stuff,
Yes.
learning new stuff, but I
Yeah.
can slow down and think. Oh,
Agreed. Agreed. And the Bizchicks has a good to do list for the
oh,
daily.
the two, yeah, if you go to our Bizchicks channel, let me
Yeah.
find out where that is. If you go to bizchicks.net, you can get the free planner from bizchicks.net. Just click in there, and
And it's
it's like
it's
the
an
one day.
online thing daily, right? And then is it? I didn't see if it was printable. Is it printable?
It's one thing, one day, something about
Because I went in and it said today, and then it had arrows going back, like
yeah,
back.
so you can go back to the next day, or
Yes, yes,
like if you wrote something and you want to go back to see what
yes,
you wrote for things that you might have brainstormed some stuff or had some ideas on the sheet, because on the sheet, I guess I could bring it up, but on the sheet, it has where you got the one thing for the day, and then maybe because you're focusing on that, you might get some other ideas that get sparked. You
right.
write those down in the other area. And so when you go to the next day, if you want to remember what ideas were sparked the previous day, you can just hit the arrow back and go back to it. But it gives
Okay,
you,
real quick, let me bring it up if we got a second, because I
oh,
was
I
looking
do.
at mine today. I said, "Oh,
Yes.
okay, let me bring it up. This is it.
Yep. Plan to action.
Oh, it is a
Yep.
download. There you go.
Yep. You can download the information. You can, and that will it'll keep you up to date with whatever it is that you decided you wanted to do.
Yeah, and then
So
the
the
little
one thing for
arrow.
today,
Mm-hmm.
your quick wins, because you need to celebrate your wins. Come in
Yeah,
here today to learn something about social media. You can put that on as a win.
yes,
So
I love that.
go to bizchicks.net. You can also join by texting biz to 33777. However you do it, we want to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. We'll see you on Friday, and you can check out Coach Karen tomorrow, Robin on Thursday. Friday, we will be back talking tech. We probably will have some more apps and some more things to help you take the hassle out of your hustle. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you next time.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you for tuning in today. We trust you've learned something to help you build a more profitable business and take the hassle out of your hustle. See you next time.